It's the MTGO Show.
Added to your collection. Okay, we got a Rust Harvester, we got a Quantum Riddler, an Elegy Acolyte. Oh my god, we got Singularity Rupture. 2 Elfariels. This is looking like a blue-black deck for sure. My win rate with blue-black isn't that high, but it just like seems like a deck here that I've been handed. Couple Brood Guards on the top end. Yeah, 2 Zealots. I don't think they do much for me. Oh, Tractor Beam's kind of nice. Yeah, I'm worried about the card depth, Weird Duress. Weird Duress might not be bad. Oh, right, we got 2 of these Elfariels. What's the draw 2 cards, discard 2 unless you discard an artifact? Okay. So having 2 of these is an extra reason to play like the Nutrient Block and the Torpedo. Turn those into real. Not high on Blade of the Swarm, but I think I need to play it here. Do I have a deck? It looks like I've got a deck. Is there anything else to consider here in this pool? If I really wanted another 2-drop, I could play Chrome Companion. There's a Command Bridge. Could help with a splash. I don't think we need to splash anything, though. What does winning or doing well in this event get you? So it's a RCQ. So the top 4 players in this event qualify for the RC, wherever their local event is. Oops, not this. Well, I shouldn't be trying to make Magic Online do too much. So the first, it says the top 4 are invited to the regional championship. That's these 4, and then you're also getting like a bunch of play points, boosters, leadership points. And then there's foil sets being given out as well. $411 players. Oh shit! Hey, Siege Wino, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 9 months there. Yeah, white's kind of sweet. Just a pile of removal there. I don't know how good Gigastorm Titan is. I guess with the 3/1 drops, I could like save those and then play it on turn 3 potentially. That'd be kind of sick. There's a cut to a top 8 in a draft, yeah. You think the Titan's really good? Cool. Yeah, then I'm going to cut Blade of the Swarm, but I still need more cuts. Maybe I don't need Column Crawler. Is that 10 rounds and a cut to a top 8? That sounds right. It is indeed a lot. You think Alfariel's pretty medium? Really? Oh man, Quantum Riddler and Elegy Acolyte are two of the like highest win rate cards in the format. That's pretty sick. Alfario Dreaming Acolyte apparently has a 58.5% win rate. You may be underestimating it. It has like the 8th highest win rate of any gold card. There are 2 uncommons with higher win rates in the entire format. And one's Biomechan Engineer. The other one's Station Monitor. Yeah, Blade of the Swarm and Crawler are already getting pulled, I think. But then I still need more cuts. Think about cutting the Self-Craft. It's like a nice way to sack Nutrient Block and stuff. But I don't think we need it. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Night Tsar. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for 49 months there. I guess it's another artifact to discard to Alfariel. Can sack Landers. Hey, that's a fine point. Not that we have a ton of Landers. I think it's just the Beam Saw. Think about cutting Beckoner. I think it's solid with my 3s, though. And you could also get cute with the sack outlet, the Beckoner. Could get some extra, like, comes into play triggers. Cut the spaceships. The spaceships are giving me, like, filtering and stuff. And they're very easy to crew with Mechanizoa. I might cut Decode Transmissions. I think we're going to be good on hitting land drops, right? Like the Nutrient Block cantrips. Prospector gives a land drop. Scrapbot gives a land drop. I might just cut Lost in Space. Oh shit, what up? Hey Puggo, thanks for the sob, thanks for 8 months. Yeah, I'm thinking about Beckoner versus Lost in Space here, I guess. You got in head and you're like, oh shit, no, fuck this, yeah. Yeah, I consider Lost in Space and like Torpedo to both be like pretty medium as far as removal is concerned, but Torpedo being another cheap card for the Titan and being a discard for our Dreaming Acolytes, so we'll be able to like convert it to card advantage kind of a lot. Whereas Lost in Space doesn't have that. Is the Quench worthwhile? I think so. It's a nice early game play. Yeah, hopefully my rares do something for me here, I think we got ourselves a good pool. Good early plays. Not a ton of removal, but like tons of gobs of card draw and bombs. Yeah, the LGG Acolyte is a really good reason to play the Sweeper, Had that flyer that can connect, just immediately start drawing cards. You haven't seen Weft Walking in action, excited to see it pop off. Yeah, I've had mixed experiences with Weft Walking, but in a deck with a Sweeper, it'll probably perform, I would imagine. It's possible I should be playing Decode Transmissions to try and just like hit land drops and get up to the Sweeper, but if you're sitting there in top deck mode, it's like the best thing ever, because the draw 7 is one-sided. Really nice way to like put someone out of the game. I think we're gonna be good on land too. We have like multiple landers, and these Alfariels are already doing like the Decode Transmission things. Just a ton of filtering there. All right, let's add some lands. And Magic Online is actually weighting it towards blue, which I think is wrong. They're seeing that we have more double blues here, but we need black a little bit more in the early game. There's a hypothetical where we actually keep an opener without blue, and I think that could work, especially with like Beam Saw and Prospector. I think I'm actually going to wait towards black here. Well, we're going to give this a keep, and probably hold on to this Hull Carver. Potentially play the Titan a little early. We'll see. Hey, thanks for the Luxor Toglo. Your deck didn't submit right and you're playing your entire pool game 1? Yeah. Common occurrence. But yeah, I would call Shuhei Nakamura the all format GP champ. That dude played so many Grand Prix. Nice to see another Black Stars. One issue was saving the Hull Carver for the Titan turn. Or no, I can just do that turn 3, huh? Play them both out. I think I dig that. Not a bad little turn 3. Opponent only has 2 cards in hand. Did they mull super low or something? Yeah, they mulled a 5 on the play. Opponent passing with all their mana up here. If you wanted to play around removal, you could do like the scan ship thing instead of running out of elegy. Yeah. They did mull to 5 on the play, which makes me like more likely to try and just get them. Oh, they got the Anthem thing. Just smashing in. Hopefully, like, not letting them draw out of their situation. Hey, thanks, Hellstorm. Thanks for the luck. Okie dokie. Still attacking for 9 over here. We're kind of good on lands, huh? I guess I hold the sweeper. I got some good cards, huh? Couple rares here. Plenty of removal. Can see why they're in the colors they are. I think the sweeper is actually good here now. We can just see more of their deck. Phil Graveship and Scrounge are worth knowing about. Got him. So they did mold a 5 on the play that game. Not going to put too much stock into it. Too bad Lost in the Space doesn't hit opposing Banishing Lights. Emergency Eject does, though. Yeah, it'd be a reasonable splash. I don't think we're going to do it. I think our card quality is too high to be like doing junky splashes. But Banishing Light, Ejects, some other like removal here. And there's like a command bridge. You'd play that in a single planes. I'm just good here, though. No black mana, but I think it's keepable still. Want to get some nice surveil on. We're going to save the nutrient block to sack to our McCann here. Sure. I haven't heard the silver and gold sessions in a minute. Oh shit, hey Triflin, the 106-month subscription. Thank you. Well, we got a giant body. And next turn we can run on Prospector and then Warp Mechanizoa, and then either Torpedo or just cast the Mechanizoa the turn after. They just like sack things to draw cards, right? Yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, I guess they can't attack into the 4/5. There we go. You won game 1 with your full pool deck. Amazing. They binned Servandum. Interesting. They might just have the reanimation effect for it. Have I ever tried Dan Dan? Yeah. I've played Dan Dan exactly once. I kind of enjoyed it. A Bizarre Baghdad version. Oh, that sounds fun. It's one of the best things about Dan Dan, though, is all the interaction. King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard. When I saw them, they played a little bit of everything. And they did like an entire tour with no repeat tracks. So people that like traveled to different shows got different experiences. Pretty wild. Not very many bands can do that. But yeah, they played some of... they opened with a little bit of thrash metal off of their recent Dragon album, and then they played a bit off of the Dripping Tap. And they closed the night out with some synthwave jams, so plenty of different genres there. Merged together pretty seamlessly. Yeah, it felt like a Grav kill, we know they have multiple in their deck. Am I planning to play Premodern at CubeCon? Huh. Probably not. CubeCon, there's a lot of cubing going on. Got me. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand now. It's too many cards. Be real nice if I had a follow-up spell here to trigger that immediately, huh? White border, best border. It's cute that they've got plains white bordered and then the swamps black bordered in their white-black deck. They must have just drawn that, right? Well, maybe not. So you could play the Titan and have a 4/4. I think it's better to play out 2 3/2s. Tractor Beam on the white card is pretty sick. Yeah, it's no control magic, but getting a card off of it is kind of cool. Almost reads like they have a sweeper of their own, He's up, Sylvan Librarian. Sure. 4 damage to each creature, so I literally only lose my 3/2 here. They have 1 in hand. You killed the Tractor Beam. Yeah, if they target the Tractor Beam, I would have sacked the 5/5. I think they should have killed the Mechanizoa. Kind of interesting little game here, huh? Opponent got to play a battleship for free off my weft walking. Oh, they're just straight up drawing cards? Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Needs to get to 12. This one only requires a station of 5. I don't think killing the 3/4 as the mecha connects is correct here. I think like the threat of sacking this is pretty good, pretty powerful. Ooh. So the graph kill, I could run out this scrap bot, which I kind of like with the opponent at 1 life. I kind of dig that. Yeah, Nuke in their graveyard is good too. They do have a recursion card. They actually have a couple. We saw a lot of their deck with our sweeper in game 1. Excuse me. EU friendly Caleb. Yeah, every once in a while, huh? Yeah, speak of the devil, And the graph ship we whiffed, waffled on a critter. Liking my odds, liking my spot. We didn't play any extreme bombs this game either. Unless you count weft walking. I don't think most people do though. Count weft walking as like some absurd bomb. This game, I let my opponent play an extinguisher battleship for free. Opponent was hoping I was shields down there. I was not. The real question with this hand is whether you run up the Hull Carver on turn 1. We've got some real incentives to hold on to it. Like maybe you want an artifact to bin to this thing. Or maybe you want to play a 1-drop alongside your expensive card. The reason to play it out here is that you get to use it to crew the sweeper on too. I think that makes sense. Yeah, but I'm competing with other streamers during my regular stream time too, Zalax. Actually, just gonna hold him back. Trade with the 2-2. What kind of record will be needed for top 8? There might be an 8-2 or 2 that squeak in, but there'll be people that like lose their last round. Nine and 1 or better. This is the lock. Or if you start out 8-0, I think you're locked. Oh shit, the torpedo can pop the banishing lane. God, that was fucking sick. And now I get a 2-2. I think that was the best torpedo I've ever seen. I was like, didn't even register that it could pop enchantments. More Daleb? Yeah, more Daleb, why not? We're gonna use this grab kill up before we play this weft walking. Right, John Deere? Elder's like kind of the master of that. Of like having that like proggy sensibility, but then also the very like riff centric focus that that you get from Stoner Rock. How's the edging going? Going very well, connoisseur. Thank you. Well, shit. It's gonna get back to Banishing Light. Hate that for me. Can't really do anything about it. And now this is going to be crewed up next turn. Do I want to pop the 7/7 flyer? Or do I want to kill the 3/2 so I can hit them down to 2 here? I think I want to do the 3/2 thing. Even though they're going to cast this, and this will be a 7/7 flyer. I think I'm just going to squeeze some damage in. Hit them down to 2. Well, these are some good-ass cards, at least. Requiem Monolith can actually take a blocker out. Oh, why are they playing that with the Warp? Oh, because they're just going to use it to crew this kill ship. Let's look at their blocker off that. Sure, yeah, that makes sense. They draw some cards. You don't usually care for rock, but you like this song? Oh, fun. So then the sweeper just kills them, right? They can't block the sweeper without taking 2 more damage than at 1. I like the idea of Blade of the Swarm against them, because they're playing like multiple warp creatures. I don't know if that's too like pie in the sky. It'd be replacing like Selfcraft, I guess. Or maybe Beckoner. Yeah, let's cut Beckoner. This is sealed deck. You can see like all the cards in the sideboard here kind of implies that it's a sealed deck. I'm also playing in an RCQ, and those are always sealed until you get to the top 8 draft. Some interesting range of early game plays here. Subs being untied. Hmm. Pretty awkward there. I wish I just played the scrap bot, I guess. So much nicer to just hit your land drop, instead of have to spend your entire turn cracking a lander. Yeah, kind of a disaster here. And just whiffing on form. We like time walked ourselves to hold up the disaster, and then they didn't have a play anyway. You were 6-0 OS. Well, you should be proud of yourself. That's a very good record. And remember that it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. The satisfaction of achieving that record should hold you over for a bit, Tom. If we can get a 5th land, we can play like 2-drop plus Gigastorm. If we don't, then I think we're just playing the McCann and sacking the lander token. Pretty close to being fucking dead here. Not really ideal. Can't be blocked by more than one creature. Well, that's terrible for me. Can't just not block him. I could have played the block and sacked it instead of playing this 2-1. Maybe that's better. Oh, game 3 go. That game was awkward, huh? We'd like set up our early game around sweeper into elegy. I should have just been curving out on those early turns. We know that the counter is gonna like hit eventually, right? 2-lander on the play isn't ideal, but I think it's a pretty solid 2-lander with the beam saw potentially getting you that land number 3 anyway. Just really trying to make sure I hit that 4th land on time this game. Hell yeah. Reasonable. Just thinking here. Kind of wanted some land for next turn, but maybe this is good. Well, hopefully infinite cards are going to play out pretty well here. Okie dokie. The aura that's on the gene pollinator would be way scarier on the trampler, huh? Pretty glad it didn't work out like that. Collar could give me a 2/2. Yeah, you got it. Just getting a lander token off this Divert Disaster. This is going to be played around. Might as well collect something. Ah, it's a bummer Canada Fet, yeah. You want to be playing in more events. You don't want to, like, be comped in 3 days. I guess we'll soak more damage this way. Against a green-white opponent, I think we can... Ooh. Get a little aggressive with Requiem. The Warp here is interesting. I want to be attacking, but maybe I shouldn't be here, huh? I gotta decide between crew and my scan ship or getting in for 2 damage. This thing's got trample. It's a 4/3. They're at 14. Sealed deck, friend. But yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna crew this turn. Yeah, I got you, Connoisseur. Like if someone was playing a busted modern deck, you'd be like, oh, sick legacy deck or something. I'm unsure if draft decks are always better than sealed decks. You're seeing more cards, and you're gonna have like a more streamlined deck, but you are gonna end up with fewer. On average, you're gonna end up with fewer bombs, right? Fewer rares. It might depend on how top heavy the format is. This way we don't have to worry about tap on tap tap, you know, getting me good. Cool. And then, yeah, we have this torpedo up, which is probably going to pop the Banishing Light and give me a 4-5. So, like, they can't attack here and even force the scanship trade or anything. 2-0. Not a bad start. Looks like we're going to be taking our first mull of the event here. I almost wonder if I should be playing 18 lands. I've done it in blue-black control before. We kind of do want to hit land drops forever. Am I going to regret binning that elegy? Probably. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about the Quantum Riddler here, too. Apparently it's like 60 ticks on Moto, too. The Stinger. Don't hate that. I think I'll chill on it for a turn. Give me another chance to rip a value artifact to bin to it or something. One card deeper. Also makes sure they don't slam a 5 here. Got me. Third color, sure. Interesting. And Weft Walking? Yeah. So sometimes I found Weft Walking to be, like, kind of clunky. If you're playing a deck that wants to play its draw spells to hit land drops, it's, like, the worst one for that. But I've also, like, had it win its fair share of sealed games. We get a bit more info as to their graveyard. Well, they have a sweeper of their own, huh? Mutinous Massacre. It's good to know about. And Godmaw's in their deck. I'm wondering if I should be holding up Divert here or just get my Riddler value, huh? Oh shit, what up? Hey, Dakari 007, thanks for 125 months. It would have been awkward if they'd had a removal spell for their thing. With this not being a main. Oh my god. Disaster diverted. Yeah, people have high curves in this format. I think the Quench is pretty good. And now we gotta decide if we just want to slam the dragon or if we want to, like, play it out and get more cards out of it. I'm just gonna cast it, I think. You warp it every day? Yeah. Yeah, it could be wrong. Would you rather have an extra card or an extra 40 image? Kind of surprised I didn't crack that delicacy. I guess I am at 9, huh? Alright, the Riddler counts for just your regular draw step as well. Would have gotten one more card if I'd played my land out first. One's at 2. Just gonna pass here. Awesome. Opponent's got some good cards for sure. I'm gonna try that out. It might be wrong. Sometimes Divert Disaster, just like giving you a lander token, is pretty good. Especially here on the draw, I don't know. Yeah, they're not cutting their 7 drops. I'm gonna leave the Disaster in. I could see cutting Beckoner. Minus Beckoner plus Intervention. I just like the idea of having a discard spell for their top end. Pretty medium on Beckoner. I was thinking it might end up being kind of sweet with the Death Touchers. Or could help me turn something when it comes into playability into like a Blink with the Sack Outlet. Riddler's like apparently like a 60 tick card. I've had the Monolith just like cash in Prospector before. Totally fine. Availability isn't so great on Moto early on, right? That's like, I keep telling people like for a long time, Magic Online was the only place that people could draft. And that just like really deflated the card prices of whatever the limited format was. Because like a lot of people just wanted to draft, right? And so they were pulling packs after packs after packs into the card pool and then selling whatever they opened so they could draft more. When Arena came out, a lot of people that were looking to like just free to play draft or whatever switched over. And now there's way fewer cards getting opened, which means the new limited environments are just way more, way higher EV. It's much easier to go infinite drafting on Magic Online than it used to be, for sure. Yeah, I'll counter that dog. Get out of here. This is why I didn't play the Prospector, right? They play out an artifact and grow this. I can't like block or trade anyway. Let's grab their other cheap artifacts here. Hopefully slow them down a little bit. I've just been gifted some cheesy eggs. Sure. Interesting, would there have been an artifact or 2 lands here? I think I actually would have been the Monolith if I was going to bin an artifact. This album sounds familiar. I play Elder on stream a lot. Often they're full albums too. So the Plasma Bolt can just eat the Hull Carver. Awkward. And they're going to play Beckoner and 9 me. I don't really want to chump, so I'm going to play my land and serve. Yeah, not getting to draw a card there was pretty awkward. Think we get to lose this one. Oh, I see. They don't want to attack with both because then I get to eat the 4/5 and chump the 7/5. Interesting. Well, maybe we got a chance then. There's some real cards. I should have been Divert Disaster over a land. Kind of wondering if I control that tap trigger. I might want to sack the Nutrient Block for life anyway. That's another. Being able to sack it to itself would have been sweet. What has to be the first spell I play? Shit. Should have played the Acolyte for free then. Did I just kill myself? So like we sack this to gain 3 life. They can just like re-equip. So we need to fade a draw here. And then we'll have Grav Kill and stuff. This is not a May. But it is a lifelinker. So we can attack and then run it out. Opponents drawing lands at this point would be awesome. Because they can play spells for free off Weft Walking anyway. And now we're trying to fade another flyer, huh? Because the turbo couldn't give it haste. Did something die this turn? Oh yeah, I graph killed. Eight cards remaining. What's that, 15? I think I can play this. Yeah, no lands left. Not all of our remaining cards are hits, though. The dragon's a little awkward. I should probably stop playing lands. Another decision we have to make this turn is whether to crew our spacecraft at all. I think we are now. Just leave the robot token up. Awesome. Whew. Well, 3-0, folks, huh? 3-0. Not to bed. Oh, hey, it's Darkest Mage. Well, GL. So probably at least 3 colors over there. Would have been a good turn to get on the board. Sure. Hmm. Six putting me to 10. Oh, hell yeah. I was wondering if I could if I could play Weft Walking to try and draw the sweeper, or if that was putting me dead on board. And then we just ripped it. Yeah, I think they would have been one short of lethal on board anyway. Hey, that's not bad. Got some nice recursion there. Shit. Okay, sacking nutrient blocks, potentially a good sign. Alright, that's a bad sign. Might just be dead here. Shit. Oh, the equip. Okay. What's this? Modular 1. Interesting. Well, I'm going to do this. Opponent's got 6 cards left. I think we want to play this to get a flyer down. Whew. That was a wild fucking game. Yeah, getting to play Singularity twice. Play my sweeper, play my draw 7, redraw my sweeper. Needing it twice, too. I'm going to bring in Temporal Intervention again over Beckoner. Very possible that should have just been the main deck. The Scrapbot Exile might match up well against that recursion. Very blue-heavy hand, but we have a Lander Creator and a Sweeper, and that can surveil us towards blue sources. I'm going to hold on to that Torpedo so I can play it alongside the Titan on turn 3. Alright, give me that blue source. Very hard to bin a Grav kill. I'll do it anyway. Sure. Very possible I should be jumping there. Cute. Alright. Sure. There's a little bit of bluff value if you hold up the Lander token, but you might turn on their Void if they can't turn it on themselves. Hell yeah, Woest. Love to hear it. That looks like a target for Tractor Beam. Can immediately use the No. Getting a little punished for serving with my 2-2, Oh, it's free, right? So this will cost 1 then. That costs 1 blue. This costs 1 blue. I think I'm supposed to play this Self-Craft McCann. I think Darkest Mage was getting disgusted by me popping off with their Affinity for Artifacts card. That was a sick fucking match. Oh, man. The great Darkest Mage. Considered by many, myself included, to be an all-time great sealed player. Not a slouch of an opponent for sure. Land heavy draw, but we're going to keep it, Opponent's named Sultai for life. Could hold on to the Hull Carver just in case. Just in case you ripped your 5-drop that costs 3 less if you played something else. Alright, deck. We're good on the lands for a bit. Oh, and they just have a nice little loot engine here, That's cute. Yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't make this clear, Zangief, but I don't actually want to talk about it. If we'd chilled on it, we would have had the turn 3 Titan. Regret. Hell of a year for games, right? Yeah, I could see Claire Obscure being my best of the year in some years, but it's like my number 3 this year. Opponent's got a lot of churn going on. Yeah, the Midnight Walk and Look Outside were my 2 favorite gaming experiences from new games. Then Claire Obscure. Really enjoyed Monster Train 2. Some nice card draw here for the opponent. I'm really looking forward to Bollock's Pit when it releases later. I did some variety streams where I just streamed like a ton of demos off of Steam. And that was the one where I was like, oh, mama. It's like a Vampire Survivor type game, but it's done in like a space. It's like mixing Space Invaders with Vampire Survivors, and it felt like really smooth and fun. And I completely exhausted the demo. Like I unlocked everything, and I was like, well, where's the rest of the game? I think I'm gonna spend a lot of time on that one. Did I try Doomspire? No. Is it a cool one? You play a dwarven hero and venture deep into the Doomspire. Oh, I might have played this, actually. That one's really, really gritty, right? Like, there's a lot of technical stuff going on. I did not Kirby Rocks. I wanted board presence 7. And I still have a nice turn next turn. Am I gonna no life Slay the Spire 2 when it drops? I don't know about no life, but I'll probably spend like a week streaming it. We shall see. Are we seeing Hades 2 sometime soon? I mean, I already played Hades 2 a bit in the early access. I think most of like the official release is going to matter for like the tail end of the game. The mill sweeper could be lights out. Oh, just because they only have 12 cards left. Yeah, a lot of folks have been waiting for the full release. A few people were talking about Silk Song. Oh, the Hollow Knight sequel. Yeah. Oops. My back end just got voted out. Voted off the island. Have I played the Metal Gear Solid series? No, I've only watched people play it. Makes sense. You're struggling to see how my opponent beats me with 10 cards in the library? Yeah. I try not to jinx myself personally. It's impossible. Interesting that that's not a May for navigating. Looting away a Thawbringer. Yeah, they might be worried about the Surveil 1. Well, I guess you can always just leave on top. My Disenchant is much more expensive. They could very easily have Weft Walking, yeah. What if we both end up like playing draw 7s against each other? Wow, a chump. I was expecting a trade with the Death Touch aim. Reads like Weft Walking. It could be the Sweeper too. The double black Sweeper. Disaster. Put on deciding where to put that. Yeah, I kind of put him on a Sweeper. It's a fucking 10-10. Can't really take a hit from that. This is game 1, yeah. Kind of an interesting one. Oh, that card's fucked up. They 13 me. So it's sweeper or bust here. Gonna cut Beckoner and play Lost in Space. Actually, I'll play Temporal Intervention again. I think that's our first game 1 loss. Doesn't feel good. The turn spent torpedoing to get the Elegy back ended up being pretty brutal for me. Yep. What is this deck? This deck is 0-1. That's what this deck is. In this match, anyway. Yeah, I feel like I maybe should have main decked the intervention, because like the later the rounds go, the better my opponent's decks are going to be, and the better and better it's going to get. So I probably should have built my sealed deck for the later rounds, not for like rounds 1 through 3. More bombs are going to have to snag. Easy to say that after winning rounds 1 through 3. It is, but like, it's also correct. You're not trying to get like top 64, right? You're trying to get top 8. And that's how you should build your deck. Sick good opener. Wow. I didn't have it in me to double bottom. Might have been correct. Might Althariel into the Titan next turn. Taking 6, dropping to 11. Oh shit, they just looted away the battleship. Yes, oops, not that one. Still like this. I agree with the first part. I disagree with the second part, Dune. I saw Dance with the Dead and Magic Sword touring together, and I much prefer Dance with the Dead's show. But I much prefer them. I think their guitars are like a lot more ripping, higher energy. But if you're in the mood to take a nice nap, the Magic Sword's pretty good. I'm mostly kidding. I like both bands a lot. Your favorite live synth show has been Perturbator and Carpenter Brut. Yeah, I could see both of those being awesome. Apparently, Perturbator gets into a lot of like metal festivals. I see his name on there a lot, which always interests me. I haven't caught him live yet though, or Carpenter Brut. Love both those artists. My favorite live, not synthwave, but like electronic act so far has been Infected Mushroom. They played a show here in Madison on Halloween some years back, and that That was a trip. That was an experience. Possible I should have stationed, so that way the Zealot can crew the scan ship by itself. The Dragon can already do that, though. Like, even if they played a sweeper this turn, we would just play the Dragon, use it to crew the scan ship, get in for 4. How's the back doing? Better, Hidology. I pushed it a few nights ago. I was, like, excited that it was doing better. And then I, like, wore it out again. But I'm back to taking it real easy. I think this month I'm just gonna have to like hire somebody to mow my lawn, which I've done before. It's a little frustrating because like I just bought a new lawnmower. I'm all excited to try it. Just got a new wheelbarrow for my yard work. Was all excited to try it. As it's been like a month out of commission, but it's good enough to the point where I can like stream and do my job and play Magic. So not a lot to complain about there. And I've had it be bad before. I know, like, I've already gone to physical therapy for it, so I know the stretches and stuff to help it get better with time. Just gonna take time. But thanks for checking in. How are you doing? How's life? Are you doing well? Would it be scummy to purposely play for clock? It depends. I'm not, like, gonna go out of my way to try and dick with the opponent's clock, but they are like responsible for their use of it, right? If they spend too much time in game 1 and then end up clocking out, like that's kind of on them. Nice Hidology. They sound like a good instructor. After this match, I'm gonna get a restart in. Brutal Pup Snap. Hoping I don't just get run the fuck over here on the draw. I'm in an interesting little spot. Oh, let's get that whale, huh? I can keep a removal spell. We can beat a we can beat a removal spell just fine. Ah, I thought there was a chance they would have that earlier. Hmm. And I think we're just going to sack a lander token here rather than get this sweeper down. Pull some lands out. Have some more resources. And I'm fine with this trade. Totally fine. Have I been enjoying EoE? Very much so. It took you a bit to get it. I don't think you're alone. Hell yeah. We're 5-0, folks. That is not bad. Not a bad spot to be in. Sure. Unfortunately, we're going to be running out the nutrient block to crack it on turn 2. We want to make sure we hit that third land. It'd be cool to save the block to discard to Alfariel, but need to make sure we hit land number 3 here. You've been impressed with Weft Walking and Sealed? Yeah. So as far as draw spells go, it's like very bad for hitting your land drops. But in terms of like once you've hit your land drops already, it's like one of the absolute best ones, right? Like just a one-sided draw 7 is pretty insane. It's like a Narset plus the draw 7. I have had the free spell backfire a few times. One of my earlier round opponents played the 8-mana battleship off of it. But overall, it's just been excellent, yeah. We had a sick game where we played our sweeper and then played Weft Walking, and we that let us like redraw the sweeper, which we very much needed to win. Went and grabbed myself some snacks. I should probably eat one of them. Just chilling. Just waiting. Would Weft Walking be good in Vintage Cube? No. We have way better draw 7s in Vintage Cube. The music is strong in me. Yeah, I woke up this morning and I was deciding what shirt to put on. And I grabbed my my Elder shirt. And I was like, I should listen to a shitload of Elder today. And I've just been doing that. Love this band. They put on a great live show too. They're a band that has like done nothing but grow on me. I went from like kind of liking them to them being one of my all-time favorites. Just the more and more I listen to them. You saw them opening for Tool. That would have been a sick show, yeah. I saw one show. I saw them once when they were headlining. And Howling Giant, the band that made my YouTube intro and my theme song, was actually opening for them. And Ruby the Hatchet. And that was a really cool show. And then I caught them once at Desert Fest Berlin. Do I listen to Thou? Not really. I don't mind them. I would probably like catch them at a festival if it was convenient, but I'm not going to travel to see them. One of those bands that's like clearly very good, but also not quite my thing. You saw 3 Days Grace and Volbeat last month. Very fun. Sludge. Yeah, I'm hit or miss on Sludge. There's some on my playlist, though. Some Mutoid Man and some, I am not much of a sleep person. I like, I'm more into High on Fire when it comes to Matt Pike. Some kind of terrifying discards there. A sick fucking hand. The format is sealed, friend. Them cracking their lander token give me a 2-2. That's kind of sick. Doesn't give haste, right? God, this album fucking rolls. Yeah, sometimes I'll crack lander tokens on my turn, even when I don't have void stuff to trigger, just like to make sure that I'm not going to trigger the opponents on accident, like what happened to the opponent there. This is EoE. This is the currency limited format. Everyone's like, wait a minute. That could have gone better. Oh, I didn't play this torpedo. Could super matter with this Riddler, huh? A lot of different ways to get there this turn. You could have landered the 4-6 so that it could like crew the vehicle by itself and then gotten another landfall token on something else. You know, there's a few different ways to get there. Landfall token this thing, so then like whichever one they block, it's like 6+2. They're in a rough spot. The torpedoes really impressed me this draft. The fact that it can hit enchantments is really good. We had a game where it popped a Banishing Light to like free up the Elegy Acolyte. Have I been bringing in Lost in Space? I've considered it. I think the Temporal Intervention is better. Some top end cards aren't permanents; they're like big spells. Leave for 15 minutes and Spike grows his beard out, right? This is just my 5 o'clock shadow. When I have the Titan, I'll often like hold on to my 1-drops, but this draw, I feel like I've got a lot going on, a lot of things to do. Like we already have a curve up to 4. Sure. Yeah, you got it. Saving the lander to sack to the self-craft would have been reasonable, too. Hmm. The thing is, next turn we're gonna have a divert disaster target, like no matter how we slice it. So there's something to just playing the monolith out and countering whatever their play is. But I'm just gonna slam this. Potentially dangerous. Like the opponent's been stalled on 3 lands, and now they get to play a spell for free. But I don't think that spell is gonna kill me. We'll see. 5 damage. That's actually a really good sign, and that's their best play. I was gonna play that for free. Could play Hull Carver, Titan, leave Graph Kill up. Pretty good. So I think the sweeper is no longer an out. Guess I'll play this. So Scrapbox doesn't quite work. Wouldn't be enough anyway. Oh my god. 1 mana away. 1 mana away. Oh, I guess the Ward 2 gets me. But I could tap this down and then crew the scan ship. And that would buy a turn. And then next turn I'd be able to play this and pay the Ward. Well, anyway. Correct. That was only game 2. Or was that game 1? I don't know. Oh, it was game 2 because I got Temporal in here. So this is game 3. Game 3 on the play here. It was a fun game, even though we lost. Opponent had to win through a lot of shit. Their disenchants really showed up. I mean, one of them killed my dragon. Yeah, I worry about our lack of board presence here. But I don't think it's quite a mulm. Don't do it. Okay. This is not the haster. Nice. Holy shit. If they just, like, chill there and attack me for 2 while I, like, loot through my deck, that could be really good for me. Wait for them to discard all their top end stuff and then play the Weft Walking. Yeah, we just need a creature, huh? And then we can start drawing with the Requiem. I'm not envious of my opponent's spot here. I guess. Good luck. Thanks, Digital Dog. Hot diggity. That's 6-0, friends. Whew. Yeah, and I'm mulling too often with this deck, but that was certainly one of them. Possible I'm just supposed to be cycling this nutrient block. Ooh, Technician. They got to land off of it. Brutal. Think about Grav killing the Kavu. I'm worried about more Kavus coming down. Obviously, I want to Tractor Beam that Lumen class thing. Sealed. We're very deep in a sealed round here. Sure. Yep. Got me. Sure. Phew. I think I'm gonna bin the monolith. I get to draw 2 off the Riddler, so it's worth getting that card out of my hand. Getting the Beckoner out of hand could be another Riddler card. I kind of want to crack that Nutrient block, though. Sure. Yeah, very good pool, huh? So every round I've been cutting Beckoner for temporal intervention. I feel like this might be an opponent who, like, they probably have bombs, but they might actually, because they're Boros, they might actually be, like, too cheap to snag with the temporal. So I'm wondering if just, like, keeping the Beckoner for the board presence or, like, boarding in Lost in Space over it makes more sense. I think I'm just going to submit this. Yeah, we've had some sick tractor beams. This hand would be, like, we would keep this hand on the play, but it'd be a little troubling on the draw. Like, we're very likely to hit the third land for our Elfariel there. Really hoping we hit that land number 4, huh? So we can go sweeper plus Titan. Could have gone worse. I was hoping to, like, again, play that Titan alongside the sweeper. Have a lot more board presence there. But at least we have land number 4 lined up. Okay, could be worse. They are getting Kavu value, unfortunate. Could have partially crewed the sweeper, but I think with my hand being what it is, with 2 cards that just like crew it cleanly, this was better. Yeah, we've had Wef Walking redraw the draw 7 earlier. Well, that looks like a keepable opener. I was going to put the nutrient block on 1 and crack it. I think I'm going to save it now. Turn 3, 4, 4 is pretty good. Seems like everything's coming up Millhouse. Give him a choice between giving me a 2/2 or a card. Most expensive creature is Draco, right? With 16. What about like an untapped trick on the 4/4? you're talking about price in order to build Momir and paper. Apparently, who was it? Richard Garfield did that. Had it built in paper. Damn. Yeah, we could have played it around different disaster. There's a chance they're just like leaving mana open for their lander. I would rather have the 4/4 countered than the dragon anyway, right? That's like kind of the decision. It's like what's more important here. Build custom Momirs. That would be kind of cool. Have different archetypes supported. So what does this thing read? Sure. Don't want to be hit for 10 out of nowhere. So they block and sack at my face. I take 3 and go to 8. I guess that's alright. Lander token sacks. See the remaining 6 cards over there. We milled 6 cards. We did get 6 gas. We got Gigastorm, Mouth of the Storm's probably the best card in their deck, and a Quantum Riddler. Nice. Yeah, both of us are have an Elegy Acolyte and a Quantum Riddler. You forgot about the wet walking? Yeah, I was not worried. I was like, if this comes down to decking, one of us has an advantage. It's probably the person with the draw 7 in their deck. Once again, going to be boarding that Temporal Intervention in. Yeah, in an earlier round, we got to play the Singularity twice. Your hands are sweating watching that game. Yeah, sweet one. We've had a lot of sick matches. Mana's not amazing here, but you can just, like, crack the Nutrient block onto... Or we could naturally hit, or we could draw blue cards. This is probably getting countered. Oh, it's not getting countered. Interesting. I thought the way their mana lined up, where they were still holding up 2 mana on their turn 3 there. Meant it was likely that they had a counter, but our card just like snap resolved. Am I okay just playing a 3/4? I think so. Certainly not exciting. Sure. Got me. Oh, they're sacking that before they play a spell for free. Nice. Oh, man. Imagine if I had this divert disaster up, huh? Okay, well, that's going to deal 4 damage to everything, so I guess we'll let it choose a target. There's not an infinite combo in the deck now. I really don't want to take 10 to the noggin. We might as well crack our own. Ward 2. It's like my whole turn, but I think it's worth it. I'm just going to cast this. I kind of need blockers. That can rebuy their Mouth of the Storm. I think that's their play here. Oh, it's too bad it's not the creature dealing into itself, huh? Gain a life off the Elegy here. Yeah, so we don't have a Weft Walking to save us. I don't think I'm supposed to play the scan ship, actually. I cannot put cards on the bottom with my 3/1. It's surveil. It puts it either to the graveyard or on top. I should have kept the sweeper. I can actually play the sweeper. I can't cast the scan ship. Oh shit, what up? Hybric Master, things at 48 months there. I think I might regret playing the, basically I regret everything about the scan ship. I regret keeping it in hand over the sweeper. I regret not playing it instead of the 2/3 Death Touch. Like, I could play the sweeper and then crew the scan ship, right? Oh, that's cute. I might lose because of that, because I played the, the 2/3 Death Touch instead of the scan ship here. Yeah, so if I'd played the scan ship, I could draw a card with my artifact here. The last card is the sweeper. Then play the sweeper, and then play the mecha and crew the scan ship for the win. But because I played the 2/3, I don't get to do that. The sweeper here would have just, like, given me another turn, right? Then I'd play the mecha. Let's go to game 3. Cute little Lost in Space on their part. Flew close to the sun, I guess. Opponent, I don't remember if they've seen the sweeper or not. These decisions are quite tough, yeah. Alright. So 8 minutes on the clock is, like, kind of low for this deck, so I'm not going to be reading much chat. I'm even going to hide it entirely. And just focus on my game here. Saving the sweeper for the Titan turn, of course. think I should have held it back, actually. I just done got unraveled. And they got to draw a card. It's pretty brutal. Not liking how this game 3 is playing out so far. Need that draw 7 again, huh? I see. They get the Riddler. I don't get the Riddler, but they get the Riddler. I just got to F6 a little bit faster. Shuffling cards to keep the blood flow in my hands here. Protecting my life total because our draw engine is like basically a Phyrexian arena over here. Life is cards currently. Oh, hated that for me. Sweeper off the top. Sweeper off the top. We have loot effects here. We're going to hold on to this swamp to potentially discard. Fuck, Well, looks like we've got ourselves got to win 2 rounds in a row now, I think, in order to top 8 this. Still doable, but a little bit harder. Yeah, I think that game 2 was where I screwed up there. Basically, I should have like realized that the opponent at 4 life, like you got a 2/3 versus the 4x that you can craft, right? Would have played out pretty well. I think we would have had a win. Who knows? Who knows what their last couple of cards were, but would have given us a chance to win there. What band shirt am I wearing? I'm wearing Elder. Listened to a lot of their albums today. The Unravel was too much. The Unravel was pretty brutal. Definitely very swingy. We still had live draws, right? Like you draw the sweeper there, and then it's just like a really nice reset. And there were a few turns where drawing our draw 7 would have been kind of backbreaking, I think. Many wins and in. I think we just need to 2-0 now. I think if we win, lose, or lose, win, it's a lot dicier. I don't think every 8-2 makes it in. Yeah, tough match. It's interesting that they played the land first before running it out. Yeah, you got it. That card's got a stupid high win rate. Still not gonna grab kill it over a 5/5, of course. Possible you're just supposed to play the dragon here. A little bit more board presency. Yeah, you got it. The free 1/3, perfect. Thinking about playing out the dragon, just have a flyer, right? The opponent's only at 10. Could go very poorly for me. Thinking about like the red black sweeper thing. Is a Sphinx not a dragon? It's a dragon to me. 5 mana, 4/6 flyer. Yeah, exactly, Rando. It has to have fire breathing to be a dragon. Every dragon without fire breathing is just a drake. I think drakes and dragons are the same thing. And wyverns. No real difference. Birds are dinosaurs. Big agree. Nantuku Shade Dragon. Well, Nantuku Shade is not a fire breather. That's a swamp breather. Hatred Instant Dragon. That was a very satisfying Thoughtseize. Hope you're having a good Friday too, B-Tids. Got me. Interesting they didn't run out Pollinator. I guess they just want to make Moxie here. We are indeed in the thick of the RCQ. Just lost a win in. I'm in a spot where I think I need to win 2 matches in a row now. We'll see. Yeah. I think I'm falling a little behind if I don't run out my duder here. That biotech has dealt me 6 damage direct so far. In fact, all of the damage we've taken has been to the biotech. Possibly I just need to pop that fair enough. We could use one of our 3-drops that like draws 2 and discards 2. Could get me down to 1 card for the Quantum. We do have a mill card in our deck, Taboo. The Sweeper. Could end up mattering. Last round, 2 of the games came down to decking. It was a blue-black mirror, though. Yeah, it's another 4 damage. The biotech. I'm at functionally 9. That card's fucked up. Just thinking here. No, they found their value Raging Ravine. You joined in at 0-1? You did not. We started 7-0, so that would have been impossible. We are up a game in this match, yeah. Kind of a wild little game here. Okay, don't hate that. Doesn't look like lethal to me. Because this only triggers when you sacrifice an artifact. We only have 2 artifacts. I'm gonna put some Elder back on, I think. I was enjoying that. If I serve with the 5/5, I guarantee they block. The Ravine cometh. I don't know, Real Wilt Man. Haven't quite decided whether to Surveil twice or Lander and then Surveil. They're at 5. So if I attack them down to 1, this is 4 power. Then crit 7 plus 7 would be 10 damage. I'm gonna pass. You can only get a free spell the first spell you play each turn with Weft Walking. They can pump twice. This thing, it costs 7 mana. Oh wow, another biotech. So 4 plus... Oh, it's plus 4 plus 0. Yeah, no, you're right. For whatever reason, I was thinking the Zookeeper was plus 3 plus 0. So I have to block that one. Don't have to block that one. I think we have the lethal here. If we hadn't drawn the Scrap Bot, we still would have had lethal with the Acolyte making it 2-2 at end of turn. Because you Prospector, sack it, sack the lander, Elegy makes a robot end of turn, you other your 6 damage. The Specialist is a really good card. Not surprised to see my opponent in the X and 1 bracket with 2 of them in their deck. You could save this to turn 4 the Titan. I think there's a good chance of us drawing another thing anyway. Maybe even a 1-drop turn 3 the Titan. Yeah, I'm just going to hold that. Turn out Titan next turn. Yeah, not only is the 1/3 scary, but like we can use it, right? We can use that passive. Spread some 1/1 counters around. Oh, I tapped like an idiot. I left a black artifact for 1 on top of my deck. So I could play it out this turn, get another 1/1 counter. Well, shit. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Sure. Oh yeah, definitely some space rock influence, Elite. The core genres are stoner rock and prog. Oh my, Master Mike. That seems like quite a jump. Hoping I don't just get rolled here. The 2-mana 4/4 would be pretty good. Drop it in a playoff with this torpedo here. Yeah, worried about the menace on this Land Seeker. It's got menace, so it can't block with a single creature here. Well, see if this resolves, huh? Disaster. To game 3 we go. You're wanting to Taco Bell? Do I want anything for my top 8? Yeah, stop by Burger King and give me one of those crowns. I'm gonna need it. Beautiful looking opener, huh? Also looking for that second swamp here. Well, it's a pretty hand, assuming you hit land number 4 here, huh? This is game 3 of round 10. Possible I should have attacked for 2 there. Possible I'm supposed to save that for something with a passive that's worth stealing. Grab kill's so efficient, you know? I wanted to hold on to that in case I needed to play it. Instant speed or something. Wonder why I left the 3/3 bank if they're not going to block here. Maybe they forgot about Death Touch. Are we space whalers? We are, yeah. Tractor beaming a whale. Get that space blubber. Can you activate this at instant speed? Only as a sorcery. Absolutely. Mutiny's the main reason I played that sacrifice critter, so at least I'd have like some control over what they stole. Less chance of just dying on the spot. I think we got him, folks. Gotta fizzle that so they don't get a 1-1. Well, that's going to lock us up for the top 8. Solid chance we would have gotten there anyway, losing this last round, if we had lost this last round. So I